here as well that the secure portal add-on or any add-on moving to the custom folder itself, I am yet to do that because there was some accident happened with me on the last evening, so I was not able to get time for that. So at least I was busy with those things. So I will just do it maybe by today or maybe by tomorrow itself. I will just complete it and I will send you all the steps. Along with that, I will just show it up to you that how it happens. Okay. So
yeah, no problem, Deepak. Jadip here.
Yeah, Jadip, tell me.
I hope you are all right. Nothing serious, I hope.
Yeah, my car got smashed basically. Apart from that, everything is fine.
Oh, that's too bad though.
Yeah. So I'm fine.
Okay. I hope you have proper insurance coverage and everything.
Yeah. I am having it by this time.
Okay.
No problem. And it's a new car, so it actually broke my heart. Nothing else is broken apart from the car.
Yeah, definitely it hurts. Yeah. Sorry to hear.
Yeah, happens. So anyway, we'll do it. And okay, let's start today's session itself. And what we will be doing is like, if you have any questions, so any one of you guys, if you have any questions regarding the previous sessions, cause today whatever we have planned for is the accelerator advanced features itself. So we will be going for the accelerator advanced features and we'll just see that what all the accelerator is actually providing us and the code base also, like in the backend code base also. So I would like to know from Divya and Manish that whatever the problem you were facing as part of the last session itself, as you have shared with the POC creation and all. So is it solved?
Hi, Deepak.
Yeah, Divya, tell me.
Actually, that CMS content side that was still not resolved.
Okay.
I'm still facing the issue. And after that, I have tried with that secure portal add-on. So it's not working for the custom B2B accelerator. That means that module gen that what we have generated.
Okay.
For that, it's always showing that build failed.
So why the build fail is coming?
It's not showing any particular error, but it's showing that build failed 3 times. It's showing.
Okay, so can you just do one thing? Can you just quickly show me that what is actually happening in your system? Are you ready with the systems?
Yes, I'm ready with the system.
Okay, just let me quickly see that, and then we will just debug the things.
Okay.
Yeah. It's on to you.
Just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay. So actually, I am following this particular thing here, and secure portal add-on. As far as this state is concerned, that here it written that it is applying for Y storefront, and this one is the project temp, right? This is the temp here. And I have in my local data extension. There is some new modules and I have created because the KPI code that I have validated that CMS content side is not working. That's why I just commented that and created new one. And in that I have added the secure portal add-on because that was written there. And in config, let me show you KPI. Yeah. In training extension info, I have added that secure portal will be required extension.
Okay.
And this is the command that I am right now. This is the command that I am using. This is the add-on install.
Yeah. Okay.
And the secure portal add-on and the
yeah, it's fine. Template, yeah.
And then the project name.
Yeah.
I think, and do we need to uncomment this Y? Because I have commented out this particular Y B2B accelerator add-on. Because if I'm doing that, then at all it's failing, right? Because that's what we know from the B2B commercials, right?
Yes.
In this point of time, it's not going to work. I have commented that one. So I think this steps are correct, right? So
Yeah, this test is correct.
then while I am pressing this one minute. This one I am getting.
Build failed. Okay, just a second. Project.properties.template file does not exist. Okay, so basically, okay, just a second. Can you check that what is actually happening over there? That 5.4.0.6, the project.properties.template does not exist. So basically, go to the location where your stuff is there. Means like hybris is there.
Okay. Then
Go to bin ext add-on. Go to secure portal add-on folder itself.
okay, it's there, right?
Just press S. Yes, yeah, secure. Go inside. Okay, just scroll down. There is a project.properties itself is there, right?
Yes.
Just change the name of project.properties to project.properties.template.
Okay.
See, this is just telling, just check the last line itself, that project.properties.template file does not exist.
Okay.
It's just getting it from there and just trying to load it, but it is not getting loaded. That's the problem.
This one, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now do the same thing. Just run the same command.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now do the Antol. So what all we need to do is we need to just check that what the error is coming. The moment I saw the error, I got to know that in the last line it is telling that the project.properties.template does not exist. So that's why I
have seen that, but I am confused that where to get those project.properties template, because that was not there in that link as well, right?
Yeah, it is not there in the link. So as I told you that there was some problem with this add-on, and that's what I am also expecting in 5.4 also. It will fail. The ant will fail. Yeah, it's actually failed, right?
Yes.
So there is some of the dependencies and all that is not maintained by hybris as part of this. So go to Eclipse and open Secure Portal Add-ons extension info XML. These they have corrected in the next 5.5 version itself, at least for Secure Portal Add-on, and there is a big problem that has happened way back in 5.2 when it came. Go to Secure Portal Add-on. No, yeah. Okay, open the extension info XML. Extension info XML. Scroll down. Okay, so B2B accelerator facade, CMS, okay, everything is fine. So can you just do one small thing? Can you go to the console once, means the command prompt once? Okay, scroll up. Can you see that it is a before view handler is the error is there? Yeah, it's the before view handler error it seems. Go up, scroll up. Just a second. So which is the one? Abstract B2B registration controller. Yes. So you can see that it is basically failing at the import level itself, where it is just pointing to the Y B2B accelerator for us.
It's not there in Y2B accelerator is not there inside that, right?
Yeah, it's not
that local XML.
Yeah. So basically, all we need to do is go to that file, abstract registration controller.java.
B2 abstract B2 registration.
Go to the secure portal one. Secure portal. Scroll down. Just go to the import. Go to the import. Go to the import statement. So here you can see that YB2B accelerator. So right, all you need to do is you need to point it out to the training storefront right now. Because this is because why we need to do is because of the cyclic dependencies that we are having.
Okay, to our own properties, right?
Yeah, two means just Control Shift R and abstract this one.
You need to change this one, right?
Yeah, just not this one only. Just open the abstract login page controller. Can you open it in the resource? Control Shift R abstract login page controller.
Deepak?
Yes.
Sorry, but while adding the secure portal add-in, we can give our custom accelerator storefront name also, huh? Instead of YB2 accelerator.
The custom accelerator name we can give it, not a problem. But template name we have to just give it like that itself. It will be YB2B accelerator itself over there. So just a second. So what we are doing, so just 1 second. Divya, you just copy this org training storefront controller dot page. This is the package path of your abstract login controller and replace it. So basically what is happening, Manish, over here is very simple, that we have some of the cyclic dependencies that is been created, okay, and means that is already there as part of the system. So that's why we need to just change it in a proper way. And that's what we are just doing it here. So we have the abstract login page controller, and some of the storefront classes are basically pointing towards the means some of the storefront classes are like responsible for this. And in the template, that's why the problem is happening for us. This is a typical problem with the means add-on creation by Hybris. It's not our problem. And add-on install command, Divya, you can just quickly go ahead with the other files as well. All of them are having this import problem itself. There will be a login before view controller handler, and there is another one as well. So just scroll down, you will be able to, B2B registration controller is also there, the error number 4. So basically, Manish, is like the add-on install command, we need to give the exact path itself, like the template itself, basically for us. So once we give the template, then only means we can give our storefront name, basically. So what Divya has done is like he has given YB2B accelerator storefront and then given the training storefront name over there.
Okay, means we explicitly said our custom one while adding this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
And I have to change all those in that secure portal add-on, right?
Yeah, all those in the secure portal add-on, you need to just point it to our storefront classes. And this is just because of the cyclic dependency that that's a horrible hybris code that they are having here. And I have chosen this secure portal add-on just because to show you these things itself. There are some of the cyclic dependencies already defined as part of the system itself. So you need to just maintain it in this way.
Okay. Then
yeah.
B2B registration control, I have to open my own registration control?
Yeah. So just open the breadcrumb. That's it. So line number 26 and 27, it is just pointing to the YB2B accelerator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Open the breadcrumb.java. So there will be something in the training storefront, right?
Yes.
Just point it to this one.
Package.
Yeah, package. All of the stuff, whatever the error you got it, you need to just do it through the package itself. The package path is a problem here.
Breadcrumb. So add the training storefront breadcrumb.
Then you have the global messages as well. So global messages also you need to change. Okay, let's go back there, and then you will be having registration controller. Okay, done. Then scroll down. Okay, so all of the same files are there. Just run Antol. Run Antol. Just quickly run Antol. Anyway, whatever the problems will be there, that will come up again. Just run the Antol. That's it. Okay. So one is like the service layer is having some problem. So that whatever that will be there is it will be for the import. Scroll up. The abstract login page controller in the secure portal before view handler. This was I also expecting.
Secure portal before handler.
First three lines.
Right. So in our case, it's abstract page controller.
Yes. So training one. It's KPIT one you were just choosing.
Sorry.
Just take the package name. That's it.
So,
This one. This one will be different.
this will be CMS before view handler. No.
Save it. Save and enter again. But what I found, this problem is removed as part of our
5.7. Do we need to do that as well?
Yes, no. 5.7, the dependencies and all these things has been removed and everything is fine itself for 5.7 onwards. It's what I found over there, but still I will check these classes at the secure portal front level, and if I just get any problem, obviously, then we can at least write to hybris regarding this. So what all the errors that has come up? CMS page before view handler.
This one I have changed. After that, I think no class error after that. This is an import error.
Authentication success handler is there also. Error number 3, it seems. Training.
This one is the training.
It's a KPIT. I think that should be the one required. Hard logins. Okay. To secure user service also. So what we are just getting from here is like this is having so many classes that is dependent, means that is having the cyclic dependency, and we are removing the cyclic dependency. We are not removing the cyclic dependency, but we are just managing the cyclic dependencies itself in the system, just for a workaround.
And Deepak, while you are setting your new hybris setup, the replication part that we did, we are facing so much issue in that. So can you please come in with a hands-on session like you do and show us how the things to be done here in classes, so that it will be easier for us, because anyway we are going to do that things in the project, right?
Okay.
So, take one half an hour, because it will take use less time instead of us. So it will be easier for us to get it to know that how the things are going on and what should be the places we need to change.
Okay.
And as per my suggestion, I thought that whatever that practical things that we need to do in our project perspective. So can you please do the hands-on here? And because by touching these things, we can actually go and refer these videos later on, so that it will be easier for us, because we don't have anything practical sessions here now.
Can you just start the server? This is start the server, please. So these are the some of the stuff, means like whatever you will be doing in a practical way. You will be there can be a story that where the add-ons you need to install, if you need to check the add-on dependencies and all. So whatever we have done, we have removed the dependency and we have just done that in a normal way, basically. So that's what is happening here. These are some of the stuff you are actually doing the hands-on over here. Because commerce is more on a feature level and rather than a practical hands-on level. Though we are just trying to fit in the whole thing in that same bucket itself. Like, so if you see that the accelerator advanced feature, that is a typical theory part that we are having as part of the hybrid system. These are some of the features, but at the same time, if you know that what the code is actually working on, which code is taking in place, all we need to do is we need to just simply load the stuff, or we need to just modify the stuff as well. But we need to know that what is the features are available, right? So commerce is like that only. And here itself, whatever we have seen. So for my case, as I was just using an advanced version, it was a win-win situation for the Secure Portal add-on plugin installation. But for you, it was not like that. So we have, means why I have taken this much time and just sorted this out, just because to show the other people that if we are just getting any cyclic dependency error during the add-on installation, then what all the steps we need to follow.
Okay. So actually we found a lot of customization in our project level. Actually we don't know, because let us take an example that there is an ongoing project that is there, and we have got the maintenance for that. So if there is one issue coming on that page, what are the things that we need to check first and how to check those things? So that things we are still lacking behind. So we don't know how to debug the process and all those things. So I just want to get to know that is it possible that you can show us one such example that a page is giving some error, that is nothing showing that what are the things we can debug to get to know what is the error is there and where is the error. That's what I just want to know from this. B2B part as well. So if that would be possible for you, show us that.
The code debugging and all those things, yeah, it is already a part of it because whoever will be the developers that we will need that. And basically the debug perspective itself, we will be using whatever we have used for the service layer framework. Okay. And at the same time, what we can do is like, guys, I'm just getting my echo, Divya, that whoever is there sitting beside you, just tell them to put it on mute or something like that. It's getting an echo. So it's like the service layer framework, whatever is getting used or something, that whatever the debug we have done, the same debug we have to do we have to just figure out that how to go for the debug point. So only thing is like we have to know that how to go to the debug point. The rest of the part I have already shown it to you guys as part of the service layer project. So the debugging and all those concepts, I will obviously discuss about it, how the code standard works and all those things, but it will take some few amount of more time because we are having some of the topics left, right, as I told you before. So we will be completing those topics and then we will be going for the same.
Definitely. That will be good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in here, let's just server get started and then you will be doing a performance system update in your system, and in that way your secure portal will be enabled over there. Means like you will be able to see the secure portal started working in your system. Okay, just let's get the server setup done and then quickly update the system along with the 4 checkboxes and only the secure portal checkbox itself, and let me know about it. Okay, so what will happen then, the secure portal content catalog and all those things, whatever is been loaded as part of the secure portal, that will be there in the database by that time. Okay, and database means like the data will be updated and the HMC configuration will be cleared. Whatever the required stuff that was there, that will be also cleared, and secure portal will be available for your storefront.
Okay, so I need to update that secure portal extension. That's it.
Yeah, only secure portal extension along with the 4 checkboxes: update running system, create essential data.
Top 4, right?
Yeah, all 4 of them. You need to do the top 4 itself. You need to just check and do it.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So just let's just have a start get done because it will take likely. What is that? Abstract to bin. Okay, fine. There are some itself. Okay.
It's started.
Yeah, just go to the admin console and just try to.
We are getting a lot of exceptions.
That I have seen. That I have seen basically. So you can ignore those errors. Not a problem. It will be at last, it seems. With a single checkbox. Okay, let it happen. And it will take nearly about 2 to 3 minutes, so that then we will see that what is the changes that has come up for you. And yeah, so then I will take back the control and start the accelerator advanced features itself.
Okay, nice.
Okay, just give me 2 minutes. I will put on mute and meditate. Just don't unshare the screen, so cause we want to see that what is the behavior that is happening in your system. So if it is done, then go to the websites,
Yes.
WCMS websites. Go to the administration tab. If you scroll down, you can see that enable registration and requires authentication is there.
I'm getting this login page. Is that correct?
No, just quickly go back. Localhost 9001 site power tools. Okay. Copy this and then paste it again. Localhost 9001 and do it. Just a second. Yeah. Hmm.
No.
Okay, just go to the login itself. Okay, just a second. Have you updated the system after you have just done the modules in?
Modules and yes, because my site was running.
Which site was running? The normal one?
Powerful site.
Okay, just can you just undo the changes whatever you have done, okay, and try to hit the URL again.
Okay.
Just a second. So you are not getting it right. So basically, like whenever you have done the modules and with this training itself, after that, have you done the system update?
Yes, I have initialized the system.
You have initialized the system, but in that case, it should work. By the way, so can you just quickly go to the console once? So basically, it is not able to render the URL itself. So can you just do one thing? So I will not take much time in your system now. So go to the admin console once, quickly. Platform update.
Okay,
Admin console. Last tab, yeah. The last tab, not in the management console. Means HMC, I didn't tell you.
Okay, I got it.
Click on the logo. It should work. Not a problem. Platform. Update. Scroll down. Select all of them. Means toggle all. Click on toggle all. Do a system update itself. Okay. So once the system update is done, try to hit the URL. If you face the same problem, just let me know. We will just take it from there. So it should not be the problem anyway. So cause for your case, what happened, the base side and those things, the URL is not being mapped. That's the problem. Okay. So that's why it is happening in this way. So we will see that. It's not a big issue. So we'll see that. And once this has been done, then your secure portal add-on will also be enabled and everything will be fine. Basically, we'll see. Okay. So now what I will do is like I will share my screen and then we will start like the today's agenda, whatever the small topics we are having, and there will be some of the codes. So as I told you that we need to know the feature level stuff as well along with the code. So I would like to have one small thing with you is like I would like to tell you one small thing, that is you just go through the codes and whatever the code means, file name I am telling, keep a track of that. Cause I have just figured it out while just working on these things itself. So I would like to know, I would like to tell all the stuff itself, like the file names. Just keep a track of that, it will help you out.
Okay, Deepak.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
To stay with the control. So let me stop the screen, right?
Yeah. You can stop, or I will just share my screen itself, so it's not a problem. I have just taken back the presenter control from you.
Okay.
Just a second, the other applications as well. So hope you guys can see my screen. Means I have just yeah, it should be visible to you guys, right?
Yes, Deepak.
Okay. So what we will do over here is very simple thing, like we are just going to see the accelerator advanced features, and before that I believe that whoever has means like whatever we have done with the VR system, it's pretty much clear to you guys. So we have enabled this, we are just enabled the secure portal add-on for our training storefront. Whatever the training storefront that we have created, or like whatever the stuff we have done, so we have just enabled the whole add-on itself for that custom storefront for us. Okay, so this is what it is all about, and now we are just going to see the accelerator advanced features. So we have seen that there are quite good features of of hybris accelerator we are already having. So along with that, there are some of the business modules that is already there integrated with the accelerator itself. One of them is checkout, another is the XU support, there is likely URL rating and all those things. So these are some of the steps. So checkout process is there. Then in the checkout process, we are having two checkout processes that is as part of the B2B. One is the express checkout, another is the guest checkout concept. Then we have the BOPIS option, that is the buy online, pick up in store option, that module, and then we have the search engine optimization support itself as part of the hybrid system. And these are some of the accelerator pretty advanced features that we are having in the accelerator. Okay, so the checkout process, guys, I would like to know one small thing, okay, from you guys, is like, can you tell me that what all okay, what I would like to know that from where, in which perspective the B2B and B2C is actually differs from each other. Can any one of you tell me? In a normal B2B site and a B2C site, from where they are actually differs from each other.
Deepak?
Yes.
I hope it differs that whoever the customer we are concentrating on. If it is a B2C, then we are concentrating on public customers generally, and if it is a B2B, we are definitely talking about that business to business, means that company to company or any bulk processing systems, I hope.
Yeah. So that's the typical concept, means that's the typical business scenario you have told, and it's absolutely correct. But what I would like to know that if you see the normal hybrid B2B and B2C system, what is the difference between difference you found in between these two? Means see, both of the cases you will be going to the site. The normal site itself I'm just talking about. So you will be going to the website, you will be just browsing through the site, you will be adding the product to the cart, and you will go for the checkout. So in one case, you have to be a logged in customer for a B2B scenario, and for B2C scenario, you have to be the guest one. That's absolutely fine. But this concept itself, like the logged in customer and the guest customer, that is basically depends on something else, or that is basically a part of some features itself. So what is that feature is all about? And that is the checkout process. That's what I am just trying to mention over here. So whatever we do as part of the system, that is, and the basic area that differs about it is the checkout process itself. We are having the checkout process like this, and if you see the checkout process itself, the checkout process start at the cart page. So if you just go for the product, means like the normal audience, the product, whatever is that is a business scenario. But the main functional difference is starts from here. The normal B2C procedure, B2C checkout procedure, they are having likely 2-3 procedures over there. One of them is like the express checkout, another is a guest checkout, another is a normal registered user checkout itself. And there are some of the strategies as well. We will see that. Okay. So the cart starting point, cart is the starting point of the checkout process itself. As I told you, the cart page is the one. Then the logged in customer may select the express checkout. The anonymous customer may prompt to identify themselves. So basically the point is like whenever the user is actually appearing to the cart page, they can go for the checkout itself. So they can just go for the checkout, and for both the B2B and B2C scenario, the customer will get a login page if it is an anonymous session user. So login page means if you can relate it to the normal B2B or B2C websites itself. For our case, let's say for Flipkart also, if we are just doing for the anonymous browsing, so what happens before checkout itself, it asks us to register or just to give our email address over there, isn't it? So that's what is all about in hybris as well. That's what is this one. So if we are a logged in user, the hybris system is loaded with all the default values and all those things that is there in our name in the system, then we will be prompted for the express checkout. Okay. So we will be prompted for the express checkout itself. At the same time, if we are a guest customer, we will be enforced for the login. So this is both the cases it is same, and this is what is the customer identification unique feature of the B2C. So if you can see that there is a B2C checkout add-on itself that is been enabled as part of your local extensions XML, and right now also you can see that by default they have enabled it. So that B2C checkout add-on is just providing the screen and functionality itself as part of the B2C checkout procedure. So what is actually happening over there is like we are having 3 options. One is a new user who can register to the system. Another is the returning customer who is likely already registered user to the system. And another is the guest checkout itself, whoever is not a registered user in the system itself, and they just want to go for a guest credential itself. So these are the 3 checkout strategies that we are having in the B2C commerce, whereas for B2B, we don't have this thing. If you are an anonymous user, you have to be registered to the system, and once you are registered to the system, you can just go for the checkout procedure, otherwise you cannot. Because as it is a business-to-business scenario, as Divya you have told us, so we cannot allow the anonymous user to go for a business-to-business procedure checkout, right? It should be under some of the business units. That's a very basic common understanding that we are having. So guest checkout is there as part of the B2C, and the guest checkout is not there as part of the B2B itself. Okay. Then we have the alternate checkout flow itself. So alternate checkout flow is like we have the express checkout. Express checkout is likely directly whatever the user is having the saved data into the system. The user can have that data enabled in the system and go for the direct final review or placing the order. Okay. So we can directly go there and we can just have it. Then we have that is the express checkout concept. The multi checkout concept is like you have to put all the required informations in the relevant fields, and then only you can go ahead and place the order. Then we have the multi-page checkout with the PCI compliance, or the PCI itself. That is also there, the same as multi-checkout, but there are some of the fields will be extra. And at the same time, you can see that in the checkout itself, we have the checkout strategies itself, the SOP and HOP, whichever we just want to use in the system. That's what is written over here in the alternate checkout flow. Okay. So we'll see all of them in the system anyway. So one small thing I would like to know. So can you guys tell me from the normal common understanding itself that what happens whenever we just go for the guest checkout? let's take the example of our any normal e-commerce website also. We need to provide the email ID. After that, what happens? Can you tell me? Means like in the code itself, what is going to be there, what is not going to be there as part of the customer model in context of hybris? How that is going to be handled basically? Any idea? Anything? Anyone guys? Any idea?
Deepak, can you please comment with the question?
Yeah. So the question is like whenever a user is a logged in customer, the user ID, the email ID, the customer password, everything means is loaded as part of the model to the hybris instance, right?
Yes.
That's a basic understanding. Now, in the guest checkout itself, with the help of any existing e-commerce site, let's say for Flipkart, also we used to give only the email address, right? Even in hybris also, we are just only giving the email address and why and what is going to set as part of the customer model or what is going to happen in the backend. Any idea? Means normal idea would be fine. So how the user is going to be tracked basically after it?
By a mail ID, it should be unique, right? Tracking for the tracking, it should be unique. So mail ID is unique. That's why we take it as a consideration that user can be tracked from this mail ID.
Okay. So one thing is like we have the mail ID itself with the user. Okay. So that's why the user is asked to put his mail ID to just go, to continue as a guest. Just because in the system itself, as part of the customer model, we will see that whatever is happening, we are setting up the GUID, means like GUID means the cookie ID itself, or the cookie value, whatever is there in the system, and the customer email ID as well. So the customer email ID and the cookie ID, both of them we are setting into the customer model as part of a guest user. Okay. And they have already, this is one of the prime concept is actually having. So if you are just checking out as a guest user, Hybris will give you an option to get it registered once the order confirmation page comes. Okay. We have the order confirmation page, and once we get that, then everything means like whatever is there, the order confirmation page, we used to get a scenario where the user can register again. Address and payment details will be automatically populated, so whatever will be there, and you can see that this is what actually is happening. So in the default customer facade is the one where it is just setting up the UID, which is the means UID for that customer, which is likely the email, and only email is set as a customer type itself. So the customer type will be guest, and if it is having only email, then the email is being tracked. So what Divya you have told is absolutely right. And then we will be saving up the model service, means using the model service.save itself, the guest customer we will save. And then we will just go for the cart service and change the current user itself to the guest. So whenever the user logs in or whenever user gives the email ID as a credential, the session user is changed from anonymous user to that particular user who has been logged in or whose email ID has been set. Okay. So are you getting it? So this is how we are just doing it, and the session itself remains anonymous for this particular user. So what happens, the browser session, it is not getting tracked by this. Now this is one of the part that is related to the hybrid security itself. So in the security module, we will be able to see that there are several attacks itself in the system. There are several attacks that can be done in the system. One of it is the root. This is like what you can say is a clickjacking concept. Clickjacking and session hijacking. There are two concept is there. So hybris used to handle that session hijacking and clickjacking with the line number means point number 2 itself. So the session hijacking and clickjacking is not likely a part of this one, but let me just tell you what happens is like for every session there is a cookie generated, right? So our ID is generated. Basically, the session ID is generated, and once we have the session ID, all we can do is we can replicate the session ID in another system. And if we can replicate the browser session itself, let's say both of us is actually browsing through the Power Tools website, and you just got my session ID itself, and what you have done from your system, you have simply replaced the session ID in the browser. Okay. If the system replicates whatever the page that I am actually traversing right now from your system, that means you are just done with the session hijacking itself. So the session is hijacked. This is a security threat basically. So what Hybris does for it, it used to use the secure channel and the GUID authentication. GUID means a randomly generated unique UID itself for the particular session. So I will show this to you as well, so you can see that basically there are some of the cookie strategies and all that is already Hybris is having, and they are setting up the cookie from the GUID itself. And one more thing is like we have the old carts are cleaned up. Old carts are cleaned up means, let's say for an anonymous user, we have just chosen some of the product to the stock, or we have chosen some of the product to the cart itself, and I left the system. So I left means like I have not come back in the next 15 days itself. Means I have not logged into the site, or I have not just gone through the site itself. So in that case, what will happen? The guest carts will be removed at 14 days itself. Every 14 days, there will be a cart removal cron job that actually runs as part of every site, and it will remove the anonymous user cart itself. And it will not block the cart data as well. And this is how the security module has been invoked. Now we will be just going for the express checkout. What is there in the express checkout? Express checkout is skipping all the checkout steps by using default or saved values. So if I have saved a payment method, if I have saved a delivery mode, if I have saved the payment details itself, so we can just go for the express checkout itself. And express checkout, if there is any error in the express checkout itself, it goes back directly to the multi-step checkout. Cause it never just tries to do any kind of error or something. What it does, it just fall back to the multi-step checkout itself. What is the default checkout strategy that we are having in the hybrid systems? So we'll one by one we will see all of them, and then it will be easier for us to understand. So you can see that the express checkout is actually a flag that is been enabled as part of the base store item type. So in the base store item type, there is an attribute called express checkout enabled, which is enabling the express checkout for us. And then so you can just simply, you can see the file names are over here as well. So what actually happens, if a new user is a registered user right now, and if he is a returning customer with all the data is been saved, they also can go for the express checkout concept. So these are some of the file names that is been given over there. So you can just quickly consult on that. And in both the cases, like the multi-step checkout controller uses the accelerator checkout facade and redirected it to the summary page. Okay, so everything is happening at the multi-step checkout controller end itself. We are not doing anything as of now. So it's the default behavior of a typical hybrid system is all about. Now we will go for the BOPIS options. So what is the BOPIS option that we are having here? So up to this one, any questions? Like Divya, if you have any question on the code and all those things, please go ahead.
No, wait. Are we going to show that code in practical session as well?
Yeah, you can see that in your system the checkout default checkout facade is there, right? So you can quickly open that and see that wherever the code is.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So let's have a look at the checkout strategies that whatever we are having, the guest checkout and the express checkout, okay? And then we will go for the further steps. As I told you, so we will be just seeing it in the electronic store itself, the B2C storefront. So I will go for the normal checkout process itself, and then we will see that what all the screens I'm just coming across with. Oh. Guys, this is one of the error. You can see it, the error 500, like no CMS site, cannot find the CMS site associated with the URL. Can you tell me what is the possible problem for this? Any idea that why this is happening? Why this behavior we can see?
The session got expired? Yeah.
Yes, the browser session got expired. How we can enable the browser session? Means like increase the browser session time? Any idea?
No.
Okay. Check the web.xml of the storefront and let me know. So this is where I just came across. If I just go for the normal checkout, or whether I'm a returning customer, have to create an account, or I'm new to the electronic side. So I will just this is the guest checkout itself. Let's see that what is actually happening. Okay, so one small thing, there is some issues that happen, so I will just check that one out later on. So you can see that basically like I have picked up 3 products, and there is a shipping method is also given over here. So either it will be shipped or it will be picked up from the store. Okay. So if I just go for the pickup, it's asking for the find a store nearby you. And here I can just select with multi-step checkout or multi-step checkout with PCI compliances basically. So I will just put the so do I have this user itself in the system? Let me check whether I am having this particular user or not. Okay, there is no user here. should not be a case anyway. So let me just register to the site and then we will see. This is a password strength indicator that we are having in hybris. These are some of the out-of-the-box solution. So as a user, I have logged in, and then if I go for this, should not be a case anyway. Let me check. So there is some of the issues that is happening on my website. So let me try with the April ones. I'm not sure why it is just happening like this. So let me. I don't have any other version of hybris also in this. Okay, anyway. So anyway, we will check that. And but why it's not coming? Can you just let me just check once? Oh, there is some issues with the multi-step checkout controller. It seems for my code base or something like that, it's not getting rendered. The page is not getting rendered. We will see that basically. So it's a scratch system, but it might have some of the data issues as well. So anyway, so what we can do is like we can just simply go for the express checkout itself. So any one of you, if your B2C system is running, so can you just share your screen so that we can just take it from there? Because for my system, it's not working, right? Any one of yours B2C system that is running or hybrid instance is running? Guys?
Yeah, Deepak, just checking.
Okay. Divya, one quick question on your part is like, is your update done? Can you be able to means you are able to access the website?
If the update is done, but I am getting one error, that error creating sample data for training cockpit. So that I don't know, but the site is not running.
Site is not running for you.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why it's showing cockpit error. I have not changed anything in the cockpit.
Deepak, this is Kundan.
Yeah.
Deepak, currently I'm not having this B2C application running on my system. I'm having B2B one running right now.
Okay. So for everyone's system is the B2B one itself, isn't it? Okay, no problem.
Deepak, that is okay. And apart from that, the session that we had today, I just wanted to know this checkout process. It's a standard functionality. So what are the enhancements we are going to get? Like if you can take any example of a live scenario.
So the live scenario is like for all of the clients itself, the checkout process used to be a bit different. Likely where to get the user assigned, where to get the user address, the checkout flow itself, it gets distorted somewhere. So we have the payment procedure in the middle of something. In some of the cases, we can see that the payment procedure they once at last. Then there might be some of the tasks like from cart. If you are just choosing for the checkout, it is just three checkboxes, three areas are coming, right? New customer, returning customer, and this one, the other one. So in those cases, they might need that the order data will be showed or the user will be explicitly forced to register to the system. There are some of the strategical changes that can happen.
Okay.
And that is the mostly that happens with the checkout functionalities itself.
So suppose any changes come, then what are the pages that we are going to touch, like controllers or the facades and this? Because I'm really confused right now that where I'm going to do those changes.
Okay. It's the same.
See, Deepak, I just want to know it from the technical point, like if any changes come. What the session we had, that is an overview, what I got from a user point. If a user wants to go to the site and want to purchase something, then for that checkout procedure, okay. But if I have to change something in the system in the checkout process, like if we take an example of the payment gateway, so what I came to know about this hybris through that it is having some standard payment gateway. Suppose tomorrow the business says we want to use this payment gateway. At that time, what I need to do, how I'm going to configure that.
Okay, so that payment gateway part anyway, that is not part of the checkout process. Let me tell you, the payment integration is a complete whole new area or whole different area, which is a third-party integration. We can just entirely realize it is a typical third-party integration that happens with a normal hybris instance. Okay. That we are having it in this way, and then whatever we are just doing is like we can change the codes and all those things. So for the code changes and all, let me just quickly show it to you. Before that, just a quicker note, I am just trying to search something. Okay, all we need to do is we have to just clear the cache. Here also the page not found error is coming for me. So basically what happens if you just want to see that where all the changes are that we need to do, all I can do is like I have to go to this cart page and then we can go to the checkout itself. And in the checkout, I can take the URL and search in the system that where the controller is getting called. Because if the login checkout is actually happening, right? So if I just put it like this, it's going for the checkout multi. And what I am just going to do is like I am just going to search with this into the controller.java. So I can see that in my hybris storefront. Okay. It's not the hybris storefront, I believe. Okay, fine. So you can see that everywhere there is a multi-step checkout is there, and we are just loading the Y accelerator one itself, right? So you can just see it. We have the checkout controller and checkout login page control, login controller as well. So if I open this one, we can see that basically the checkout request mapping is checkout over here. This is the first point that where the user starts the checkout itself, and it goes to the checkout multi itself over here. So if we are getting the redirect URL itself, so in that case, what will happen? We will be going to the multi-step checkout controller. It seems. Control Shift R. Multi-step checkout controller, and okay, so it's go to the B2C checkout add-on, and this is the one where it is just going. It's in an add-on file that is coming up as part of the hybrid system itself. So are you getting it? Like I have found out the controller using the URL value itself, and now I am just going to check that where it is going and how the pages are getting rendered. So you can, yeah?
Yeah, Deepak.
So you can come over here and check these files, whatever this guy is doing for us, and then you can just simply, whatever it means, this class is doing for us, and then you can simply change the flow as well. So whenever it is required, we can change it. So anything else that you want to know? And from here itself, you can see that the checkout steps, the checkout strategies itself, everything that you redirect URL for the express checkout method, and each and everything that we can get it from here. This is a multi-step checkout controller is the one which is coming from the B2C add-on. So B2C, we have the B2C checkout add-on itself, right? So we will be just doing it from here itself. So any questions on this? So anyway, my system is not running properly. There is some of the issues with the system. You can see it. So if any one of you is having the B2C checkout itself or B2C system, you can obviously see it in your system.
Deepak, Kundan this side.
Yeah, Kundan, tell me.
Can you come again on this, on the definition of this multi-step checkout?
Controller.
Yeah. No, I just want to know about the multi-step checkout, and is there any other also checkout, single step, something like that?
Yes, we are having a single step checkout controller for the B2B scenario. Okay. So multi-step checkout is like in the means they have just named it like this. So what happens? It goes to the checkout controller whenever the checkout URL has been hit. It goes to the checkout controller, and based on the process itself, whatever has been followed or whatever like the user has opted for, it goes to the single step checkout controller or multi-step checkout controller. So in the multi-step checkout controller, what happens? The user has to provide so many inputs and then go for the final checkout. The single step also happens in the same way, but not in a typical way itself over there. Okay, so single step checkout is the one which is just taking care of the whole thing. In most of the cases, if you just go for the B2C, in the B2B scenario, the checkout strategies and everything that will be there as part of the single step checkout controller itself for us.
Okay.
So starting from the place order to the terms and conditions for the delivery method, whatever you are selecting or we are selecting, that is just going and hitting the single step checkout controller itself. So you're getting my point.
Yep.
This is what the single step checkout controller is doing for us and the multi-step checkout controller is doing for us. So multi-step checkout controller is basically setting up the strategy itself, like whether the user should go for the express checkout or whether the user should go for the guest checkout itself. So you can see that the methods over here is basically defining the same thing. And how I found it, because it was getting appended into the URL. So using that get method itself, I just came to know about this controller and just hit it in via file search in Eclipse. So this is one of the stuff that how we can just enable, how we can know the what exact file is getting affected if there is any problem. But the concept is different, I believe, in some of the cases as well. So like for the UI pages and all, we cannot directly go to the methods and all those things, right? So there is a different procedure for all that. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Deepak.
And you can check the default customer facades and all those things just to for the reference itself, like how it works and what are the classes that is been called up, all the things that will be written over there as part of that facade class. So you would be able to figure it out that what is actually happening over there. So are you getting my point? Now, I will make sure that the system is up and running maybe in next couple of stuff. So what we will do is like we will see the checkout step for the Power Tools itself, like the B2B scenario. Okay. So in here, this is like we are enforcing the user to log in for the checkout. Just a second. So here we can see that what are the payment types that we are just going to opt for. One is the card payment, another is the account payment. This is two different another strategies that we are having. So the card payment, what it is doing, if the user is going to pay from his or her pocket, that would be the card payment scenario. And if the account payment scenario is like, let's say for KPIT, for as I given the example, like they have given some of the amount to some of the merchant that KPIT has given, and you as a customer or me as a customer of KPIT, we are going to that site and shopping it for the business organization. That is the account payment scenario. So these are some of the pre-credit that is already been given. So these are two checkout strategies that we are having, and we will just try to place an order. So the order is created as part of the hybris system. Okay. This is one of the checkout flow. Another checkout flow is there. So these have been changed basically. So I can select the delivery address, and this is the delivery address, whatever the user is having as part of it. And for this particular user, we don't have any personal address assigned to it. So the B2B scenario, what happens if the user is going for the account payment? Then we have to, he or she has to choose the addresses that is available as part of the system. But whenever it's a card payment, so it can just basically, so whenever it's a card payment, basically it allows the user to give any kind of or any sort of order itself. So it allows us to give it because we are paying it from our own pocket, right? So it's fine. So card payment, it is asking for the addresses and all those things, and once that is been done, then we will be able to see the website. We will be able to see the website, and in there the order will be also placed. And what website is meant is like this one. Sorry, this one here itself in the order. I will be able to see the orders itself that has been registered as part of the system. Okay. So this is how the checkout strategy that happens for this particular B2B scenario. B2C anyway, we are yet to see that the practical example, but we can go for this normal checkout of the B2B scenario itself. Then we have the BOPIS option that is enabled as part of the system, which is buy online pickup in store. So we have the buy online pickup in store means it will check the stock for the nearby pickup locations and add items to the cart for all the pickup items at the selected locations itself. So which is that one? The B2C scenario, we have seen that basically we have seen one small thing that we are having the BOPIS enabled already as part of system. Okay. In the B2C scenario, and whatever we are having over there is like we can choose the options for shipping. So let me just quickly show it to you. It should be clear. And even all of these things, it will be in the cart page controller or checkout controller or multi-step or single-step checkout controller itself. Anyone having any questions? Because I just found that someone has raised their hands or something has happened. If anything, please go ahead.
Is there though I know understand that there are 2-3 types of checkout processes there. So is there any place in HMC where you can find that what are the standard checkout procedure that has been given by hybris on its own? And is there any way to manage them that if I don't want these standard checkout procedures to work on, I need 1 or 2 of them? So is there any way we can manage those by HMC or any place? You got my point?
Yeah. So for this means B2C checkout you were asking, isn't it?
It may be B2B or B2C, any standard implementation and whatever the checkout that is been provided by hybris. I just want to manage those, that I don't want this checkout to be there. I just want 2 of them. You got my point, right? Let us take an example. There are 3-4 checkouts that is already available by hybris on its standard implementation. So I just want 2 of them. I just don't want other 2 to be there. So is there any place we can manage those things and we can see those things?
Okay. Let me think of it. I think we can do it using the flags itself, whatever for the express checkout also we have a flag, and if we can maintain the flag in a proper way, then we would be able to just think in that way that we can display it.
So I have to add new. So if you can show that, that will be good for us. And another question that if you want to add other 2 types of checkout on our own idea. So that would be possible to do that, and how to do those things? We need to create any
Mostly we don't do it.
Okay.
In all the implementations of my case, I have never just think of just throwing away any checkout strategy and just implementing our own. Because most of the cases, what happens in this way, in our what I can say, the checkout procedure, we used to modify the checkout procedure itself. The existing checkout procedures are there, right? We used to modify that.
Okay, so we don't have to do on our own, right?
No, we don't need to do basically.
But if I have to, then what are the steps we need to do?
What we do is like we used to just modify the checkout strategy, whatever is there, because most of the cases, all the standard, there are some of the standards of the checkout strategies, right? Or whatever that will happen. It is maintained by hybris in one or other.
Okay.
Let's say there were some of the scenarios, like I would like to tell you that there were some of the scenarios where the cost center concept was not there. Okay. We just don't want the user to select the cost center and set it by default. Those are some of the scenarios that we will be just modifying based on top of the whole thing. Like that, those are the ones which we will be modifying for the checkout flow rather than creating a complete flow from the scratch.
Okay, so there are a lot of, let me show you one scenario that we got one scenario where that user have their own scanner device and all those multiple things that they can scan from their own mobile or any scanner attached to it, and they want to add it to a cart in that product page. So home page in the cart area. So how we are going to manage such kind of thing? Is there any way you can show a solution for that?
Can you just come again with the question? I just
we know that every product B2B particularly I'm telling, or any B2C, every product they have a scanner ID, right? Right now we are getting that QR code scanner ID, lot of scanners, right?
Yeah.
So we want to add one product by scanning that from a scanner device to by default to that cart in that product page, in that web page. So how we are going to manage such kind of things in hybris? So is there any standard way of doing those things, or we need the customization totally?
No, actually what we do is like we can just customize the thing in hybris based on top of whatever we are having it as part of the B2B checkout. But some of the cases, whatever the checks and all that is there, we need to just simply, we need to explicitly set them up just to make it work, and then we will just modify the checkout flow.
Okay.
So if for the B2B scenario, if you want to see the checkout flow, you can quickly go to the single step checkout controller of the storefront, and every phases are written over there. Like which all are actually executing after the sequence and everything is defined. So we can modify the single step checkout controller to achieve this functionality itself.
Okay. Thank you.
Just let me know once you check the single step checkout controller itself, then we'll have a discussion on this.
Okay. Right.
So what we were just discussing about the checkout concept itself, isn't it? So just let me check the buy online pickup in store option. So for this store itself, it is having the buy online pickup in store module enabled. So you can see that this is a typical B2C system itself. So if I click on pickup, it's just asking me to find a store. So you can see that based on whatever we have given, it is just searching for the places nearby and it is just giving me the result. Okay. This is what it is all about, the buy online pickup in store option, and we can have the Google geocoding also enabled as part of it, which is basically taking care of the whole thing. And these are the class names itself which are actually coming as part of it, so or which is enhancing the features of it basically. So checkout strategy enablement and disablement, what Divya was asking us, this is something like this. We have the BOPIS enabled in as part of the system. So we can enable means we can just enable it for every storefront itself with this flag. Okay. So are you getting my point? Because I'm not getting any response from you.
Yes, so can you please show that in HTML where we can do this flag? Or you have to do this in coding?
Yeah. Just a second, let me check. Properties. This one it is not there, it seems. Just a second. Yeah, so this is where we can see that in the base store item type, we can see that in express checkout enabled flag is there. So if we want to enable the express checkout, we can do it here.
Okay.
Or we can disable it as well.
My prior question was that if you want to any other new checkout here and showing them as a flag, how are we gonna do that? Yeah. That's what my prior question was.
Yeah. So it was like you can just change the base store item type to achieve the functionalities over there, and then you can just add it up over here itself.
Okay.
Okay. So that's max you can do it over there.
Okay. Thank you.
But most of the cases we don't need it. The default means whatever the checkout procedure is given, we can change the flow, but we don't means use the whole thing like this. The new checkout strategies and all we don't create basically. Because I have never created after these years for any of the checkout scenarios. Maybe there is some of the customer requirement like that, but just try to go for the fit gap analysis with all the available stuff and then go for anything complete custom. Okay, that would be my suggestion on this, Divya.
Feedback analysis in the sense?
So basically, like what I am telling you is like you should be able to see that what is there in hybris right now as a checkout process, and what is the exact requirement that you are having, and then you can do the fit gap analysis on that. And if you can see that if there is a complete new change is required, then you can come up with a new strategy. But most of the cases, what happens, the checkout strategy, we can modify based on whatever is available, and it used to get achieved.
Okay. No, in SAP world, we got everything customized.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling, because the client has very wide requirement, every time. So we have to fulfill that one. That's why I'm asking that if there will be a requirement, what should we go for that? Okay. No issue.
Yeah, most of the cases we used to go for the modifications rather than writing a complete new scratch. That's the very basic idea of it.
Okay. Okay, no, thank you.
Yeah, then we have the BOPIS option, that is the buy online pickup in store. We have seen that. Basically, I will prepare the data quickly in my system, or you can just quickly check in your system as well in the B2C itself, that whether the BOPIS and all those things are running properly or not. Okay, so then we can just quickly have The BOPI data model, how it works and all those things, you can see it. The checkout condition strategy is actually there. So if we are having, means we have chosen some of the BOPI's option, it will give me all the available store near me, and we can select the stores as well. Okay. Just a quick 2 minutes break we will have, and then I will come back. Sorry. So BOPI's condition strategy is like the pickup items available at location. So we are having some of the simplified pickup location that we also can do, and we can use this customer location service with the Google Map API itself, which we can use over here. So basically that whatever we are just discussing about here, like the checkout strategy modification, introducing new checkout strategies and all. So every time we used to think in that way. So basically what I was just telling before. So basically we used to just think in this way, that whether it will be a feasible option for us with the minimum development effort. If there is anything that we need to do it explicitly, we will obviously do it. Means we have to do it basically. But at the same time, if we can just change it, or if we just simply can do it in such a way that which will not affect or which will minimize the development cost and time, everything, then obviously we'll go for the modifications, and that's how hybris actually works. Okay. So Divya, is it clear?
Yes. Okay.
And we are having the HTML5 geocode, geolocations to JS variables and all that. It's also there. So you can just quickly have a look at that as well. So we are just using that one. Now we will just quickly see what is the issue support that we are having.
Okay, 1 minute. Deepak, that geolocation service, where can we find those things if we have to modify those?
is the customer location service is the one which is you need to override, and you can just search for it. It would be there in the commerce services, it seems. As far as I can remember, it is there in the commerce services itself. In the commerce services, you can find this API.
Okay.
So, can you guys, any one of you, tell me what is the SEO or the search engine optimization is all about?
I hope this is the Google is search engine optimization, search engine optimization, which will actually whatever we search, then the result that we are getting, it should be expected as we write, right? Something like that. Search engine optimization.
Okay, we can just modify. So, anyone else is having any idea about the SEO optimization? What is the SEO optimization of means our site itself? What we can do?
Yeah, Deepak, actually, whenever we go for Google search, it will comes first actually while searching.
Okay. So basically, like, we are just optimizing our website for the search engine itself. So that's what you are telling it, Khaja, right? Okay. So anything else? Okay. So the search engine optimization is basically like we will be getting it, or we will be just doing it in such a way. The search engine optimization, Hybris provides the SEO support as well, and we get 3 attributes for the same. So what are the 3 attributes that we are having? We are having the storefront, language, and currency as part of the SEO itself, or the search engine optimization itself. And what actually happens over there is a very simple thing, that actually in the URL itself we render these values. If you see it, that electronics EN USD or the power tools EN USD, like whatever is there, that is actually the URL that is getting rendered or that is getting mapped with these values. Whatever the URLs that we are just creating for this particular session attributes, that is actually the one which we is having here, or which we are just using for the SEO itself, the search engine optimization itself. So whenever we will be searching with the power tools or something, our site will come at first. It will come up. This is what we can see it at the base site level itself in the administration tab. It's not in the administration tab, I believe it's in the properties tab. Let me check. Okay, here it's only the URL encoding is for the language here. So it's April, right? Let me go to the power tools. It's in the properties tab basically. So the PDF whatever is showing is wrong, I believe. So we are having the URL encoding attributes with this. Okay. And the URL pattern, how it is getting created and all these things, that is given over here. Then you can see that we are having some of the URL encoder itself. We have the URL encoder filter, which is like, which helps us copying attributes between the session and URL. Then we are having all of the attributes is having its own manager class. So manager class, whatever it's done is like how it is being managed basically. So you can see that basically. So currency attribute manager, how it is just doing and all those things, that is, you can see the body of it itself. As part of the accelerator facades spring.xml, so you can see in the accelerator facade spring.xml, you can see the URL encoder facade itself over there. How the URL is getting encoded, how the URL is getting rendered in such a way that is actually managed by these classes and these mappings. So currency, language, storefront, whatever is there, we are having some of the attributes manager for the same, and the attributes manager body is like this. So it will take it from the session and it will So we are just setting it setting it in the session itself like that, and this is how the URL pattern is getting maintained. So we are having this URL resolver itself, the default category URL resolver and all these things. So basically what it is all about, let me just quickly show it to you. If I go into any category itself, you can see that the category and the category code is getting rendered here. If I am getting to any product, basically like you can see that the category, super category and all the things are getting rendered with the product itself, and it will be changed to P. So this is the P and then the product code. And you can see that the catalog, then the category, super category, subcategory, then the product code, and then P, and the product name, then P is the attribute, and then the product code. And this URL is a URL pattern itself. You can see it from here. This is actually maintained as part of the accelerator facade Spring XML itself. It's been written that how the URL is going to be maintained or how the URL is going to be written. So this is what it is all about. This is how the SEO optimization actually happens in the system. So we are defining the category path and everything in some part of the code, and which is getting rendered into the front end by like this. So are you getting that how it is happening? So you can check that there are the Spring mappings that there as part of the accelerator facade Spring XML, or you can just check these attributes wherever it is available as part of the system itself. So this is how we are just maintaining the whole thing. And we have some of the robots also. So robots means the SEO robots, which we use for the search engine optimization itself basically. So we have the SEO robots, follow before view handler, and then we have some of the conditions as well. Like there are some of the get methods that we use to use it for, and these are some of the internal things that Hybris used to provide. So the max to max part, whatever the customization that we can have, in some of the cases, whatever I have just came across with. So the changing of these things, the bean IDs and all means the bean pattern, the URL pattern we need to change if we want to make it more optimized. If our category is coming as a bigger one, we just make it to smaller one, then the category path and all we need to just take it in such a way that it doesn't affect or it doesn't yield a big URL altogether. Okay. And for the product also, we have to just change these URL resolvers itself most of the cases, and we don't need to do anything on this SEO support. And this is one of the typical feature that our accelerator is actually having, the SEO support itself. So any questions on the whole thing? These are some of the features that our accelerator is having, and we are just simply discussing about these features. And let me check it one last time that what is actually happening in my Y accelerator storefront. Okay, one more thing is like here you can see that the silent order page and the hosted order page and silent order post is there, the HOP and SOP strategies that we can select it from this one. So it's asking for the geolocation for me right now. Both the stores are been done, and then now can you tell me what is happening? The guest customer is not coming. The sample is coming here, but it is still asking for the login and checkout. Why? Any idea? Guys, any idea that why it is asking for the login again? as it is a logged in customer.
Sorry.
So basically, like what is so it's not working for me anyway. Some of the pages are not coming. So basically, what is happening over here? It's very simple. The stuff that is happening over here is like we have the session expired for this guy. The sample user itself, the session got expired, and whenever we are just going for the checkout itself. So it is the basic behavior of it. Let's say you have added some products to the cart and you are just going after half an hour to the same site just to shop for it. Then what will happen? It will just simply reject, or it will just simply ask you for re-login itself before you just go for the checkout. So it will invoke the re-login itself. The user session or the browser session is timed out after 30 minutes. And let's just quickly show you something that is the GUID was there, right? So we were just seeing that how the GUID is being maintained. So it's an anonymous user right now, and I will just see that whatever it is just happening over here. So network enable is enable. So I have to just enable these things. Okay, so I will just so we can see that there is a JSession ID is getting created. Okay, there is a number of JSession IDs getting created over here. And you can see that this is a session specific ID is been created here itself. Okay. Now the clickjacking concept and all, whatever it happens, if you just take these JSession IDs, then try to replicate the session in your system. If you can do it in the same server itself, if you can do it, then it's a session hijack. Okay. The same session replication if you can do it. But let's do one thing. So with this cookie and the console and build, what we will be doing, we'll just log in with the Mark Reverse. And once I log in with Mark Reverse, so I can see that there is an accelerated GUID is also been created, and it's a secure ID itself. So if you are having this accelerated GUID, let's say if I'm just trying to replicate the session using this accelerated GUID along with the HTTP itself, like whatever the cookie itself is there, right? It will simply stop the user for the further access. It will just give you access 40 means error 400, that is access forbidden itself. Okay. So are you getting my point? Whatever I am just telling here. So this is how the session hijacking is actually been tracked and actually been taken care by this system. So the default hybris application, we are having this accelerated GUID and JSession ID, which we can just handle it in a proper way. And you can see in the browser also, the URL is actually a HTTPS right now. It's a secure URL. So it's a SSL URL that we are having it right now here in the system. So you're getting the point. This is how we are just handling the whole thing. This is how we are handling the whole session hijacking and clickjacking concept. This is one of the things that we used to face whenever there is a security parameters is been measured as part of the hybrid systems itself. And both the cases, like for B2B and B2C, is the same behavior. So any questions on this part? And you can try it in any of the systems. Just take this JSession ID and accelerated GUID, copy this once, okay, and then try to replicate the whole thing in another session. So I have used Firebug. If you have Chrome and if you are using Chrome, you can press F12 and you will be able to see the same behavior for cookies. Any questions, guys? Anything?
Okay, so right now, Deepak?
Yeah.
So that right now that hybris, it has taken care by that hybris, the session hijacking?
Yes, the session hijacking. yeah, session hijacking is taken care by hybris. And one small thing that we used to do with the session hijacking, we used to make the whole uh, site as a, like what I can say, secure SSL itself. So most of the network related issues, network related threats, that we can handle it if we can make the application with the SSL port enabled. Okay. So if the whole application is running on SSL, so what will happen? It will just simply be secured from all the threats itself, like the session threats and all those things.
Okay.
Okay. And now you have a question. Let me just ask you a question. So this is HTTPS right now, right? And for all the things has been changed to HTTPS, and if you just click on HTTP also, it will work. But if I just want to make the whole system explicitly as HTTPS, then what I have to do?
Okay. Whole system means that URL that you are using right now?
Yeah, all the URLs. See, if I just want to access this URL, which the HTTP itself, HTTP URL, it will be accessed. Okay. Now, if I just want my whole application will be on HTTPS or SSL itself, then what I have to do? There is a fixation that we can do it at the storefront level.
We can redirect every URL to 9002 port.
We can do it, but how we can do it? Any idea that there is a XML configuration? Basically, let me tell you in this way. To enable the SSL port itself, we have a XML configuration that we can use it as part of the storefront level. In the storefront Spring MVC XML, okay. So Spring MVC XML, there we can simply do these things. There is the URL pattern itself, the whatever my storefront will be having, or whatever the URL pattern that my extensions will be having, or my storefront will be having, that we can define it from here.
Can you show us that in the code as well?
Yes. So what we can do is, like, we will be just in my case, or let me just, I have this hybris storefront, right? So in here, if I just go to so I have this Spring MVC config XML, Spring security config XML. Both of them, this is basically that URL interceptors that we are having. So SSL authenticated pages are there. Okay. So if you just simply comment out these two lines, everywhere in this system, it will be SSL. And you can see that the security port mapping, security request cache and everything. So HTTP porting and all those things that is actually given over here. So you can see that the disable URL rewriting. So URL rewriting is actually happening here itself as part of it. So we have the logout success handler and all those things itself over declared over here. So are you getting it? So all of the stuff you have to do is, like, you have to just put the HTTPS itself over here. That's it. In the Spring MVC config XML, you have. Let me quickly check. There are some of the URL util list is there. So you can just simply you can simply use that one itself. You can simply use this security XML, the Spring security XML itself that we are having.
Okay. Deepak, though you are showing us right now the XML, I have a question I have asked a lot of time before, that for each web dispatch and not web dispatch, that in web.xml, that the Spring servlet that we are calling by default, dispatcher servlet, there should be one XML on the name of that dispatcher servlet, but I didn't find any XML on that in this storefront. So how their view reservoir is going to make that in web.xml?
So in web.xml, you didn't find the dispatcher servlet over here.
No, that's not the question. The dispatch, though we have designed one standalone project for a session, right? In that case, we have for the view reservoir, what we have done, we have defined one XML and the name of that servlet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in this hybris case, there is no servlet, there is no XML on the name of that servlet. So how the view reservoir and all those things are maybe?
There are some of the internal mappings are there, so I have to check that and I will tell you. But
Okay.
in here, as part of this itself, that is written in some of the cases. So I will just check and I will just let you know. But in here, we are having this separate mapping somewhere in this storefront itself. It will be there. So maybe in this Spring MVC config XML. So can you just check this one itself, the Spring MVC config XML once?
Okay.
And yeah, just check this one and let me know, because otherwise I will check it for you. Not a problem. So in those sessions, why we have not just defined or why we have not discussed about it is like that it was pretty early for us, because we didn't know that these XMLs are actually existing over there.
Okay.
And
But
the
the
web
name
application which
is
all the
same,
XML.
right? Okay, it would be somewhere here, right? Okay.
Yeah, it would be some over here in this resources.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, but I didn't find any, because the dispatch servlet that is mapped in the world XML, that name is dispatch servlet. So there will be some XML dispatch servlet hyphen dispatch servlet.xml, something like that. So but there is no such XML find in the storefront. Okay, anyway, let me check that. I will let you know about that.
Yeah, just basically like whatever the resources are given over here, these are the resources that has been taken care as part of the system itself. So in the config, whatever the application is getting loaded, this is from these XMLs. So you can just quickly check regarding these things. So it will help you out. Okay, so this is one part that I just wanted to tell you. And okay, so I would like to know what all we can discuss quickly. Because the next day, means for the tomorrow session, we will be discussing about the hybris pricing engine itself. Like the price itself will start on the pricing. That's the plan. And I think I have shared the pricing PDF also prior to the session itself. Just you can have a look at that, and we will just discuss about the pricing. So let me quickly check what else we can just. Okay. So one more thing I would like to tell you here is like. Whoever is familiar with hybris, so we have means we are all familiar with hybris right now, but the project scenario itself, we used to do the localization at the storefront level, isn't it? So we used to do the storefront localization itself in some particular files. So in the HMC we have done in the locales en.properties. For cockpit we have written some I3 leveling and all those things, or we have just hard coded the leveling also. Those are the stuff that we have done. But for our case, like for what is that? It's like our storefront itself, we used to go for one single file that we call it as the base bundle. Or we used to do it in the base en.properties, base de.properties. So it will be there in the web-inf messages. In web-inf messages, we have this base bundle which is taking care of the whole thing. Of the whole thing means like whatever the localizations that our site is having, it is defined over here. Okay. And what we can do is like site-wise also we can have some of the property files which is providing us the localization. But where it is actually been defined. Any idea? Have you seen, any one of you, have you seen that basically?
Yeah, for message dialog box, it will come from there actually, okay? To display any messages.
Dialog box?
Like suppose a customer logins into his account.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking that which file is the one where it is told that the base bundle will be the one which will be getting called whenever there is a localization itself, and this is the file I'm just talking about. So if you see that in the Spring MVC XML, there will be this messages base bundle. So you can see that basically the base message resource, there is a bin that has been defined, and in that we are just using this base bundle reference. web-inf messages base. So this is where the localizations are being picked up. This is where the localizations are being picked up from for the store itself or for the storefront for us. Okay. And you can see that the base name prefix and everything is given over there. The theme name prefix, site prefix, base prefix. So this is why I am just showing it to you, because this is the XML snippet, whatever we are seeing from line number 154 to 1. Okay, let me just check. Yeah, so 149 to 181. This is the place where we are just having the same thing, or we are just having that how the localization is being handled to the system. How the whole localization parameter is being handled, that is written over here. For a particular website which is way different from whatever we have done so far. So are you getting it? Means whatever the question I just did for you. So the base bundle localization or the site localization is happening only in one single place. That is the base bundle. If you want to add some other area, all you need to do is you have to add values over here. For the property values, you can add it up. Guys, any questions on anything that we have regarding this?
Deepak, so we are dynamically giving this localization, right? Like once go inside this base EN properties once.
Okay.
Here just find login once.
Login. Okay, Control F. Yeah.
So no, it should come first. Login something login.user, some user.login like that. There are some messages given by hybris. So it calls from here, right? So localization names we
everything is just coming from here itself. Every localization is coming from here. So whatever the localization we are seeing it at the website level, that is coming from here, and we are using the Java local objects here itself. So if any one of you has checked the Java part of it, you will be able to figure out that from where these are coming. So I will tell you these things. I will tell you because we will be having a separate session for the code reading and all those things. How we can go through the code, we will be finding over there. Some of you must be knowing about the tag concept. Then we have the normal JSP itself. So like that, we will be having discussions regarding these things.
Yeah, Deepak, and also if we want to use any custom one, so we can add here, and suppose for checkout process, if the user forgot his credentials, giving the surname like that, so that it can display there like you forgot your surname. I mean something like this.
The error message, whatever we are just having the global error message. One global error message class that Divya actually corrected during the secure portal add-on itself. If you can remember that he has just corrected that one, right? That global message itself, whatever is there, that actually is taking care of this whole message bundle. We are using the Java local object for that, and in the code itself, we can define that if there is, we can just return some of the values, we can perform some of the checks, which we will be seeing that how it can handle the whole thing. We will see that, not a big problem.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay, so it would be some part of the validations and all those things that it will be taken care. So anything else, guys?
Yeah, and also Deepak, so coming to this SEO part, my question is for example, I want to display a KPIT as a worldwide first. Like whenever a user goes to Google search engine and he will type K there, then it should come first. KPIT come first. So
Yeah.
Yeah, in that scenario, like the changes you have told that we do in controller part or like tag file or in JSP something somewhere.
It's not the controller, it's not the tag file as well. It's some of the URL is all of a Spring mapping that we need to do. So basically, like whatever we are changing the URL and the URL encoding attributes itself. So whatever if we are just giving the store name in our system itself, okay. If we are just giving the store name in our URL itself, so whenever we search for it, it happens in such a way that it actually okay. Let me tell you in this way. In Google itself, it's a whole different story that actually happens over there. But if our URL, so what we can do the SEO support is like if our URL is having our store name or if our URL is having our store ID itself over there, okay. So what will happen if you search for KPIT, whatever the URL that is having the KPIT as a parameter, that will come up. And that is the SEO optimization we are having, and we are having some of the SEO view resolver robots as well. So what it will do, it will optimize the URL with the exact parameters, whatever we just want to give. So for our case, we are having the store name, the language, and the currency, right? So if we are just searching for the store name itself, and if our URL is that much optimized itself with the store name, so it will automatically come first itself in the list. That's a very basic idea that of having it.
Okay, fine. Is it, I mean, can you please give us like some example on this in next in future like classes? Means a sample example on this.
For the SEO optimization, I cannot show you in the YB2B accelerator because it's not a hosted URL. So I will so for the SEO support, and if you just want to have quick insight on the SEO, I will give you some of the links where you can just go through it, that what actually SEO is all about. And by that way, it will be clear to you that what is actually going to happen in the system. Got my point?
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
Okay. So whatever we are just going through it was our base bundle itself. So base bundle, how it has been picked up, the localization has been picked up and all. So that's what it is all about. Okay.
Deepak?
Yeah.
What is the OOTV? It is related to SEO or something else?
No, OOTB is the out of the box functionality. It's a short form of that OOTB.
Please come back again.
It's the out of the box functionality. So whatever is provided with hybris, that we call it as the OOTB itself.
Okay, fine.
It's a short form of it, simply. It's nothing else.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So that's it for today. So what we will be doing is like, I will be just trying to set up the secure portal add-on and all those things once I get some time for that. And I will be send the steps also that what you can follow for the same. Okay. So just wait for my mail maybe by today sometime, because like the problem and all those things. So I will just try to make it up as soon as possible.
Deepak?
Yeah.
Just one quick question on this account payment. Just once tell me this account payment.
Account payment is like the okay. So account payment, whatever we are having is we are as a customer, we are paying it through the what I can say, the merchant itself with some of the preloaded value itself. So I have some pre-given credit to the merchant, and with that I am just shopping for me or my employees of my organization will be shopped from the merchant website. Let's say for Lenovo, KPIT has given let's say 1 lakh or something like that, $1 million. Okay, based on that $1 million credit, whatever they have already been credited to the Lenovo account, the employees of KPIT, they can shop from that money itself. And that is the account payment scenario on a high level overview. So I will tell it whenever we will be going for the payment scenarios itself. Okay. So account payment is basically for the B2B. One customer is giving some amount of money to the merchant. That's what it is all about. Got my point?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Deepak.